never think twice, and he jumped into the river and trying to retrieve the ball. His glasses fell, and the undercurrent swept him away. And the friends, of course, are nervous, shouting, don't dare to jump and all. And at the end of the river, the body is stuck there.
So imagine cabaran terbesar juga ialah setiap kali 40 cerita saya dengar 40 kali lah saya nangis. Itu yang susah. That's the biggest challenge. So,
all your tears went into this documentary.
Yeah.
So
Hazel kuat nangis tu.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Apa khabar follower page Harimau Malaya? Kita jumpa lagi dalam podcast HM. Kita bawakan macam-macam isu termasuk sukan, kemanusiaan, belia dan macam-macam lagi lah. And hari ni saya rasa bertuah sangat sebab apa yang kita nak sampaikan ni dia luar daripada sukan, lebih daripada sukan. Dia melibatkan nilai kemanusiaan dan juga keprihatinan kita sebagai masyarakat di Malaysia. Anda perlu tahu tentang apa yang kita nak sampaikan. Ini adalah mengenai filem dokumentari terbaru DIGNIFIED, The Faisal Cup. Wow. Ini bersama saya adalah orang-orang penting di belakang tabirnya. Kita bersama dengan Hazel Desmond sebagai seorang filmmaker, pengarah dia. Deborah Henry, bekas Ratu Cantik, Miss Universe Malaysia 2011. And kita bersama Coach Jeremy Chin, Coach untuk Dignity. Wow. Semua sihat hari ni?
Yes. Sihat. Thank you. Terima kasih sebab jemput kita orang.
Ya, saya patut cakap thank you sebab sudi meluangkan masa bersama kami. Saya nampak ini mesej yang luar biasa yang kita nak sampaikan. Alright, first kali kita nak dengar serba sedikit latar belakang dulu masing-masing. Boleh kenalkan diri dulu.
Okay, saya pengarah Hazel Desmond, pengarah untuk filem dokumentari DIGNIFIED, The Faisal Cup Story, yang telah pun ditayangkan secara khas tertutup kepada pihak media pada 2 Disember yang lalu.
Yes.
Di sebuah pawagam di Ibu Negara. Dan dokumentari ini mengangkat kisah sekumpulan anak-anak pelarian di Malaysia lah. Tapi itu latar belakang saya sebagai pengarah untuk filem dokumentari ini.
Mungkin ada yang tertanya, macam pernah nampak lah. Suara pun sedap lah. Memang nampak selalu keluar kat TV kan. Seorang pembaca berita, berapa tahun?
15 tahun.
Wow. Selut. Gitu banyak otak.
Tengok berita tak?
Dulu dah je.
Tanya mak dengan bapak mungkin.
I pun ingat. I kenal you. Alright. Deborah, sikit.
So I'm not actually involved in the documentary in any of a big way like this, but I was interviewed for the documentary, and on the side I run a non-profit called Fuji. We also work with refugees, pelarian in Malaysia, and so same. We do the same work, and I was just very honored that I was invited to share my thoughts, my experience on what it means to be a refugee in Malaysia.
Okay. Coach.
Hello, my name is Jeremy. I am from Teluk Intan, asalnya, and I moved to KL. And Dignity is my first job. I have been working in Dignity for Children Foundation for the past 11 years. Dignity is an NGO, at the same time a school for the refugees, the B40 and the poor, in basically an education platform for all. And I signed up as a teacher in Dignity in 2015. So little did I know that when you are a teacher in Dignity, you are also a coach. What coach? Football. And I look at the interviewer, which is Miss Patrina, one of the co-founder. She told me, "Oh, good. You can play basketball, right? Then you can play football." Right. Let's try. I came into Dignity with an open heart and mind because that was the first time I encountered the refugee as well. And that was also my first eye-opening experience working with them. That is pretty much about me.
Okay, I nak terus tanya you, Coach. At first, bila you start nak handle football tu, macam mana budak-budak tu punya penerimaan? First, proses dia.
First of all, I don't know how come, but I have that aura. Right, I masuk kelas, budak-budak sekolah menengah jalan-jalan, nampak saya, terus lari.
Dia tak nak main ke apa?
Dia bukan dalam kelas.
Oh, dalam kelas. Okay.
Lepas tu saya pun tengok cermin. Oh iyalah, garang lah.
Kita sama je. Kita lebih kurang muka.
It's okay. Lepas tu saya pun kena senyum sikit. Okay, senyum sikit. Lepas tu seorang budak lelaki datang, berani dia. Hello, are you Chinese? I'm like, yeah, I'm Chinese. Dia berani. And that was the first time I break the ice. You know, I actually speak to a refugee boy. And then the conversation starts. So what do you play? Football. Oh. Then in my heart, are you going to play this afternoon? Yes. Can I follow you? Yes. Let's go. The first is always observing and understanding. It's not really like on the spot, I want to coach. No, because I have zero understanding and I have not played at all. I mean, yes, I played in my taman back in Teluk Intan, but in Dignity is different, right? And it's a total different people that I'm working with. So I play with them, chat with them, observe them. It's really understanding at the first few months. Yeah.
And their background macam umur dia dari mana semua?
So the age group that I'm working with is from 13 to 17. And this is the secondary school. But in Dignity, our school, we offer and provide education from as young as 3 years old all the way until 19 years old. So we combine all three, prasekolah, sekolah rendah, and sekolah menengah, right? And there was once we piloted A-levels program as well. Yeah. So I was quite like shocked that it progressed quite a lot. Yeah.
Dia budak perempuan pun main bola juga tau. Sekolah ni.
So mix lah. Okay, Deborah, sikit macam mana you mula melibatkan diri membantu refugees ni, and apa mungkin yang buat you bagi kekuatan untuk buat something macam ni?
I think yesterday we watched the movie premiere, a closed seating, and when I was one of the founders of Dignity, Elisha, he talked about when you look at a refugee, what do you see? You see children, young children, ibu bapa, semua, but they are human. Maybe a different country, they are not like us, but they are still human. So we still have to take care of them. So for me, that's what when I first started doing this work, that's what I felt. I was visiting a Somali refugee family from Somalia, Africa. They came here with their grandmother and 4 children, 4 siblings. And I was sitting in their house in Gombak, near KLCC, right? So you have the Twin Towers, beautiful KLCC. And then in Gombak, I'm sitting in their house and no school whatsoever. They cannot go to school, cannot speak English, cannot write their name.
How was their house? How was?
Macam apartment, simple lah. And we were sitting on the floor in the house and no food, no job, nothing. So for me, as a Malaysian, my thought was, how can I abandon this family if they're in my country, they can't go to school, they have no life. If they don't get an education, what's going to happen to them? So that was my fikiran, and then I started giving them tuition every Saturday. I'm not a teacher. Becoming a teacher is very hard. Even now I cannot teach, but I gave tuition every Saturday. I went to the house to teach English to them. And then after like 6 months in 2009, we set up the school. So for refugees untuk pelarian in Malaysia, they cannot go to our kebangsaan schools. The ibu bapa cannot kerja. So how do you survive? That's the question we ask. How do you survive in Malaysia? So the story, this dignified movie, the story of a football team, they get to play, they get to win, they get to carry the trophy. They played in the national football stadium. It's such a achievement for them, right? That they can never imagine. So something that's so simple for you and me, we think, so what? You went to school, so what? You play football, so what? You went to a stadium, what's the big deal? But for them, it's like, wow.
Itu yang bagi saya inspirasi bila saya tengok ramai wira-wira senyap ni yang buat kerja belakang tabir ni untuk bantu-bantu sekumpulan anak pelarian yang bukan jumlah dia bukan kecil, bukan seorang dua, tapi puluhan ribu yang ada dalam Malaysia yang tak ada dalam formal system lah. Tapi ada rakyat Malaysia, sekumpulan rakyat Malaysia ni yang buat kerja-kerja di belakang tabir ni. Sebab tu dia jadi inspirasi saya untuk buat dokumentari ni. Silent heroes ni ramai ni.
Bila you dapat inspirasi tu?
Okay, to be exact, tahun 2023. Masa tu saya tak kenal lagi. Saya tak pernah dengar pasal Dignity, saya tak pernah dengar pasal mana-mana apa sekolah pelarian yang ada dekat Malaysia, apa aktiviti diorang kan. Kita ingat okay diorang pelarian duduk kat rumah lah, tunggu kena panggil negara lain kan. Bila saya tahu ada sekumpulan rakyat Malaysia ni dedicated their whole life for the past 25 years. For example, pengasas Dignity nama dia Elijah dan isteri dia Petrina. Bila saya sampai dekat sekolah tu, saya tengok diorang sangat dedicated bagi pendidikan, bagi kemahiran hidup, training, life skill semua untuk budak-budak ni, dan sekumpulan guru-guru yang lain, cikgu-cikgu yang lain. Dan kerja ni bukan mudah. Dia NGO kan?
Betul.
Dia bukan gaji besar pun. Tapi dia orang buat. Dan dia orang buat bukan setahun dua, tapi 20 lebih tahun berdekat. Dia orang niat nak tolong.
Tapi kalau dalam hal filem ni juga, as your debut, kenapa you pilih topik seberat ini?
Betul. Saya pun sebenarnya jawapan jujur, saya buat topik ni bukan sebab dia mudah. Saya buat topik ni sebab cerita ni sangat penting untuk tidak diceritakan. Terlalu penting untuk tidak didokumentasikan. Ya betul. Tadi you cakap kali ini debut pertama, debut pengarahan. Kenapa saya tak buat benda yang lebih senang? Benda yang senang entertainment ke, benda ataupun fiction ataupun filem aksi yang ramai orang nak tengok kan. Dokumentari ni dia niche sikit kan. Saya pun terfikir juga boleh ke saya buat sebab ini kali pertama kan. Tapi saya rasa cerita ni terlalu penting dan saya akan cari jalan untuk pastikan benda di jalan.
You cakap pasal cari jalan, kita tahu you sebagai pembaca berita, macam mana proses you nak belajar buat filem tu? Mungkin ada you tengok panduan pengarah-pengarah lain, siapa yang bagi banyak influence, siapa banyak bantu you?
Saya sangat bertuah sebab suami saya, nama dia Steve Chow. Steve Chow merupakan seorang foreign correspondent yang dah banyak buat kerja jurnalism, banyak buat pengarahan filem dokumentari, terutamanya di kawasan-kawasan konflik, zon perang. So saya belajar sangat banyak daripada observation, saya tengok cara dia buat cerita dan saya rasa ilmu-ilmu yang saya pick up dari dia tu kalau saya tak pakai, terbazir. Jadi dari situ saya join, saya belajar, itulah melangkah macam budak baru belajar lah.
Tapi first you bagi tahu orang sekeliling you nak buat filem, apa respon orang? Dia orang percaya ini?
Sebenarnya I tak bagi tahu tau.
Oh.
Ya. Saya jenis yang saya buat kerja dengan senyap and then I will show the result. Ya, saya bukan jenis yang huha buat post dekat social media, buat pergi wawa kan, tak. Saya buat sampai jadi dulu dalam senyap. Bila dah ada result, kita cerita.
Wow. Okay, I nak tanya tentang cabaran. Masing-masing ada cabaran dia. You dulu. Cabaran untuk menghasilkan filem dokumentari ni yang paling besar yang you hadapi.
Paling besar cabaran dia, saya tak tahu siapa yang akan menang dalam perlawanan bola sepak Faisal Cup di Bukit Jalil tu. Dokumentari ni dia tak scripted. Kamera kita orang follow je journey diorang. Tapi kita follow certain karakter lah. Dalam dokumentari ni kita follow dua budak pelarian bernama Kurban Ali dan Ezra. Dan Kurban Ali dan Ezra ni dia dari pasukan Dignity. So cabaran terbesar kita orang masa tu, kita orang tak tahu sama ada dia orang akan menang tak. Sebab budak-budak yang join Faisal Cup ni semua terror. Terror main bola.
Itu yang I think kita miss sikit part tu. Actually ini adalah perlawanan sebenar, kejohanan sebenar. You record benda yang benar-benar berlaku.
Faisal Cup ni dia dah dianjurkan oleh pihak Dignity dah 16 tahun, 17 tahun. Jeremy 18 tahun. Jeremy mungkin cerita sikit.
Secara Faisal Cup started from a tragedy.
Tragedy.
Yeah, malapetaka. Sebab we have a student, his name was Faisal, Muhammad Faisal. He was a tall, young 16-year-old boy, right, from Myanmar. and that was our first time. I wasn't there, right? I wasn't there. That I'm telling stories from what I heard, but from the stories when Reverend Elisha and also Katrina shared, it felt surreal. So Faisal was a student from Myanmar, 16-year-old, and tall, but academic wise, he is only doing at Darjah 3, Darjah 4, very delayed. So Faisal came to school, one of the sweetest boy, wearing specs, tall, and always very mingled, because Dignity that at that time is just so small. It's such a close-knit community, and whatever you do, we will know, right? And then that one fine afternoon, right, Faisal was walking with a group of friends, jalan-jalan, and that was 2006, and that was the time Italy got champion in World Cup, and that was also the time Zidane get his red card, right? So I tell the story this way so that people will remember. And Faisal, as usual, teenage boy, kick the ball around, like pretending like Zidane, like whoever it is. The ball fell into a river, the Gombak River. And that was also the raining season. Little do we know that Faisal appreciate the ball, because the ball, a 20 ringgit ball, is so precious to him. And trying to retrieve the ball, his glasses fell, and the undercurrent swept him away. And the friends, of course, are nervous, shouting, don't dare to jump and all. And at the end of the river, the body is stuck there. And the first person that received the call was his teacher. And now the teacher is my good friend, because we know each other. And when we go to the mortuary, both the co-founder, especially Miss Katrina, she was like, this is so not fair. So not fair. Why do a poor refugee child needs to sacrifice because of a 20 ringgit ball? This is so not fair. We need to do something about it. Faisal Cup was not started to commemorate Faisal, but it was started because we want to give more opportunity, and we do not want to have more Faisals in the future. No more. And we started with only 3 teams. Three small teams, because we don't do the 11 aside. We do the 5 aside so that the girls can take part. And then from 2006, from 3 teams, and becomes one of our highest record, 198 teams. Right, over a course of like maybe one day, it was 3 teams, one day, a few hours game tournament. Now it's stretched until a 8 Saturdays tournament, right? And Faisal Cup brings people together, right? It's not only for the refugee community. Initially it was, yes, but now look at the population. Football is a universal language, right? And they will come. Anyone will come. We welcome the Orang Asli. We welcome the B40 Malaysia, the girls. And we have, at one point we had the netball, but popularity getting smaller. And this year, we introduced volleyball into the sport. And we, over that past 18 years, we have 13,000 people who took part in Faisal Cup. And now, we have rebranded it to the Dignity Cup.
Perjalanan proses yang sangat besar.
Tapi semua tu bermula dari sebuah tragedi.
Ya.
Seorang budak bernama Faisal yang lemas sebab dia terlalu sayangkan bola, satu-satunya bola yang dia so precious to him. Tapi kita sebagai rakyat Malaysia, kita fikir, siapa suruh kau main tepi Gombak River? Kenapa main tepi longkang? Tak ada ke padang bola dekat sekolah yang you boleh pergi main dengan selamat? Hakikatnya tak ada. Sebab dia tak ada sekolah yang ada padang bola. Dan masa Dignity mulakan Faisal Cup pun, diorang kena cari padang bola yang dekat mana? Jeremy?
Okay, I joined 2015. I don't know what happened before, but I was lucky that when I joined, there is a public field, right? We call it the Pusat Community Sentuh Perdana, right? It's a public field that we have to rent. when I joined, it was small, right? So every week, every Friday is like a, like whole school go out for sports. Yay, we will pay for the rent, there are times. But when the team grow, I will have to rent more hours, When there was 1 year, that field is not available. Goodness, we have to go and find a field nearby, and we have to bus the kids over to the next nearest field, because it is not easy. Because sports, in one sense, is a privilege. Beli bola, beli kasut, beli jersey, mahal, bukan murah, right? But they will find their ways there. I tell you, they will find their ways there. Okay, got field, got ball, okay, just play. Kaki ayam pun main.
Ada yang cikgu-cikgu lain-lain yang turut serta jadi coach, sebab cikgu kena jadi coach. Cikgu kan? Ada coach yang cerita dekat saya, ada satu tahun tu dia orang tak jumpa padang yang dia orang boleh main, tapi jumpalah ada satu padang yang orang tak pakai, dia orang bawa pemotor untuk potong rumput.
Oh,
Potong
sama-sama buat.
sama-sama buat, pastikan ada padang untuk dia orang main. So ini yang saya cakap, wira-wira dalam senyap, tapi impact dia besar.
Hazel, balik kepada cabaran tadi. You kata you tak tahu kan siapa yang akan menang. So apa ya persediaan you in case keputusan tu tak bermihak apa yang you rancang? Apa plan you?
Sama ada dia orang menang ke tak, saya tak boleh reveal. Dia penonton kena tengok sendirilah tayangan dokumentari ni bila dia keluar nanti. Cuma yalah, kita ada backup plan, tapi cerita dia akan jadi lain lah. Tapi maksud cerita tu mungkin ada, tapi cuma itulah kita tak dapat tengok detik-detik kemenangan, sebab diorang kan sangat nak pegang trofi. Dia punya impian tu, mission impossible diorang ialah nak jejak kaki ke padang bola di Stadium Nasional Bukit Jalil. Dia pakai jersey sepak bola macam pemain profesional. Dia nak, itu impian dia. Dia mission impossible dia. Jadi kalau mission impossible tu tak tercapai, saya rasa saya yang akan sangat frust, sebab kita tengok muka diorang. Tengok muka diorang sedih, or upset, or disappointed. Itu yang saya rasa mungkin cabaran dia, saya yang akan paling terkesan lah.
Tapi budak-budak ni tahu yang you memang all the time record diorang.
Betul. Saya ikut diorang dalam lebih kurang 16 bulan on and off. Masa diorang pergi training, masa diorang dekat rumah, ada masuk dekat rumah diorang juga, tengok macam mana dia tidur kat mana, tinggal kat mana, jumpa dengan mak bapak dia. Yeah.
So biasanya kalau orang tahu somebody record dia takkan jadi natural. Takkan jadi apa yang dia biasa buat. So macam mana you handle it?
Ya, sebab tu kita makan masa sangat lama, sebab benda tu tak boleh jadi in one visit, one shot. Ada certain days yang kita datang dengan kamera and kita tak dapat apa-apa pun pada asalnya. Sebab kita tak dapat lagi trust ataupun kepercayaan daripada budak-budak ni. Yeah. So kita kena follow dia for a while, and then we gain their trust. Dia selesa dengan kita, dan dia cerita semua benda. And sebelum kita pilih dua kanak-kanak pelarian yang kita feature dalam dokumentari ni, saya pre-interview at least 40 orang kanak-kanak remaja pelarian yang turut serta dalam Faisal Cup. Dari macam-macam sekolah lah, sebab Faisal Cup ni banyak sekolah yang terlibat, yang masuk jadi peserta. So kita pergi approach satu-satu, dan setiap daripada seorang mereka tu ada cerita diorang. So imagine cabaran terbesar juga ialah setiap kali 40 cerita saya dengar, 40 kali lah saya nangis. Itu yang susah. That's the biggest challenge. So,
All your tears went into this documentary.
yeah.
So
Hazel kuat nangis tu.
Tapi dalam 40 orang yang you interview tu, karakter yang paling penting yang you nak sebenarnya apa?
Kriteria dia sebenarnya pasukan mana yang layak pergi ke Stadium Nasional Bukit Jalil, sebab perlawanan ni ada banyak peringkat kan? Ada group stage, lepas tu semi final, sebelum dia orang masuk ke final. So nak cari kriteria yang pasukan yang memang betul-betul boleh masuk ke Stadium Nasional Bukit Jalil. Lepas tu kedua ialah dia orang boleh bercakap depan kamera. Ketiga, paling pentinglah sebenarnya, mak bapak dia orang bagi kebenaran untuk kita cerita. Dan bawa tunjuk muka dia orang depan kamera. Itu susah sikit sebab ada banyak sensitivity yang kita kena jagalah sepanjang perkabaran.
Coach, cabaran pula untuk handle tim bola, pertandingan bola ni, menguruskan mereka macam mana?
Okay, my first challenge is I play dual role. I have two roles. I am the tournament organizer and I'm also the head coach. So in one sense, right, if I coach a team in my own tournament, it felt like, unfair bias. That is my first challenge. That's why I put myself behind and I put the two coaches in front and they will help me. So when I register both their name. But behind the scenes, I work together with both the coaches for the team. Right. One of the biggest challenge, in the production of the documentary, like what Hazel said, is really real. The kids, I have to introduce Hazel many times. I go to Google her. This is Miss Hazel. She is a news reporter. Please don't scare of her. And then it takes time. Hazel is also very professional, very patient, come one by one, introducing herself to our circle. Hazel is introducing herself to our circle. But at the same time, we also need to introduce ourselves to Hazel as well. Right? It's both way in one sense. And they keep on looking at the camera. And it was the first challenge. It was so conscious that it took them almost like what 4-5 months. Then they're like, okay, totally ignore Hazel, right?
Itu yang ideal. Bila dia orang ignore kita, that's the ideal moment.
Finally, they ignore you. Because they're looking at you like, oh, who is that lady? Because of course, Hazel also very God. She
Banyak attraction kan.
I'm like, oh, who is the lady again? I'm like, boys, please. Right, when Hazel comes, she comes with her car and oh, she's here again. Then they are like, yeah, she's here again. Just ignore her. Right? Every time they will ask, do you got camera or not? No camera, okay. We do ourselves. Oh, camera, ayo. Then they look at it. I'm like, no, just ignore her. Sometimes Hazel comes, senyap dia datang. It wasn't easy because for me, I'm also affected because I'm very conscious about my words, right? Because sometimes when you are a coach, I'm very conscious about what I use as a teacher. But as a coach, right, sometimes kita kata dia terlaju sikit. Kena marah, kena strict sikit. Tapi, okay lah, budak tak marah saya lah. Budak pun faham kenapa saya buat macam tu lah. That was the challenge. Then I was telling Hazel in the jokingly, Hazel, you will hear me swearing a lot, man. You will hear me bahasa kesat banyak lah. I'm like, okay lah, I know I also be very conscious, but at the same time, I need to be myself. I was always reminded, Jeremy, be yourself. Every time Hazel come, okay, put in the audio and all. I'm like, okay. But it doesn't affect me lah. Yeah.
Okay, coach. Honestly, you yourself, bila Hazel cakap nak record benda ni, apa yang respon you sebenarnya mula-mula?
Is this a joke? First, is it a joke? But I know that there is a conversation already. Because when this conversation involves my co-founder, it will become a thing. So for me, at the beginning, I don't really believe it. Okay, you know what? Whatever you all do, just try. But when the cameras come in, oh no, this is real. When the interview come in, oh no, this is real. And when I have to work closely with Hazel, this is real. Then I'm like, okay, you know what, Hazel? I allow you to kacau me anytime, but also please allow me to kacau you anytime also. I mean that is the understanding that we have, even with the other like editor as well.
Yeah, and I think what I loved about this documentary is, well, two things. First, I'm in the entertainment industry, right? So you see a lot of like Mat Rempit movies, a lot of Pontianak movies, and gangster movies, right? So those are great entertainment, exciting, but it takes so much effort and dedication to make a documentary because you're telling someone else's story, and you have to be authentic. It has to be true, has to be real. And I think for Hazel to protect that, and how many months it takes, right? I think that is so important to do that. And a lot of people say, oh, like Malaysians, they don't really like this kind of stories. Like it's not so attractive. Like kalau you air it in the cinema, you think the cinema is going to be full. I'm not sure, right? But they're trying, and I feel like in the past 5 years, maybe now you even see like Astro Show. They do a lot of like you got also Abang Ade, and then you have what's the one with the Chinese father, the three Malaysians, Abang Abang Mike, Abang Mike.
Abang Mike.
Yeah. Abang saya atau Mike, yeah, Uncle Mike. So stories like that, they capture true moments, what's happening in our country, and to tell those stories in a beautiful way. And that we hope that people will support, watch, and to open their hearts, right?
Dan dokumentari ni pun kalau nak kalau kita lihat balik rekod-rekod dokumentari mengenai pelarian, tak ada lagi yang dari Malaysia. Cerita dari Malaysia ini yang pertama. Kita tak tengok kalau mungkin dekat Netflix ke dekat mana-mana streamer, international streamer, banyak cerita pasal dokumentari tapi negara lain, negara luar di Asia Tenggara, negara luar. Contoh The Swimmers kalau ada yang nak tengok. Dia orang masuk Olimpik kan sebagai refugee. Itu semua kisah-kisah benar dari luar. Kita tak ada lagi kisah mengenai kehidupan, the reality, kumpulan anak pelarian di Malaysia. Tapi fokus dokumentari ni kita tak nak tengok diorang sebagai mangsa dan kita kena simpati. Tak. Fokus dokumentari ni kita nak fokus kepada wira-wira senyap di Malaysia ni yang tolong, yang bantu diorang, dan at the end of the day kita nak bagi tahu dekat rakyat Malaysia, kanak-kanak pelarian ni dia tak perlu simpati kita dah. Dia cuma perlu peluang. They don't need sympathy, they need opportunity. Itu yang kita nak sampaikan dekat penonton.
And if I could add, there was the one character. I feel like I'm giving away a lot of the. Please watch the documentary. But there was one of the boys, Kurban, and he said when they were in the stadium, they went to Selangor FC Stadium, pakai jersey. It's like wow, like what a experience. And he said, normally in life kita never win, kita tak menang. People like me, pelarian macam saya, kita tak menang.
Tak bertuah.
Tak pernah menang apa-apa.
Whatever it is, we lose in life. And imagine this young boy saying that. So you don't have hopes, Inspirasi, your hopes, your dreams. Why have any of that when you never win anything? And I think for them just to play football, like something so simple, play football, kick a ball, go to the stadium, that felt like they won. And then yesterday we were sitting in the cinema and the boys were sitting in the audience, and to see them then, and they stood up and then we clapped for them, how much pride they have to, macam they're like representing their country like that, that's the emotion they had. But actually it's so simple, it's just a school football team, but that's how much it means to them, kicking a football.
Yeah, one of my favorite scene dalam dokumentari ni ialah bila Selangor FC jemput diorang, datang tengok diorang punya perlawanan dekat MBPJ Stadium. Lepas tu diorang pun bagi spend a bit of time, players Selangor FC spend a bit of time untuk train budak-budak dari Dignity. So diorang punya glow tu macam tempat yang diorang rasa tak ada orang terima kita kat sini, tapi at least kita dapat rasa just for that few hours on how it feels if I become a professional footballer one day.
Okay. Tapi I dah start rasa dah. Tapi Deborah, I nak tanya sikit sebab you memang dah lama dengan mereka, community ni. Macam tadi coach cakap, Hazel cakap, yang susah adalah nak bagi dia orang trust kita, nak break dia punya karakter semua. Macam mana you lihat karakter mostly the refugees semua macam mana?
So for the refugees, they are much like us lah, families, parents, grandparents.
Maksudnya dia ada rasa ketakutan tu bila orang nak mendekati dia tu.
Yeah, mesti. Because refugees, even though they can be here, they have United Nations punya protection, ada UN card, but actually they are considered illegal. The word we use with them is illegal. So you can, kadang-kadang polis boleh tangkap, they can get detained. If you're on the street, you don't have the documentation, they masuk lock up 2 minggu. So you have these experiences. And then also refugees tak boleh kerja, tak boleh akses sekolah kebangsaan. So where do you send your children for school? And then you have no food, your daughter is sick, how to go to the hospital, no money to pay. So macam hari-hari you have all of these challenges, all of these problems to think about. So then you see the children, like the boys, they are boys, they want to have fun, they want to play, like normal lah. remaja kan, like a bit nakal sometimes. So they just want to be kids, but they go home, the stress of the parents, no money, no, no food. And then also, kita duduk di Malaysia berapa lama? Berapa tahun? When are we going to go get resettled to US, to Canada, to Australia? So they macam duduk tunggu berapa tahun? 10 years, 15 years. So I think macam that frustration, they don't know what's happening to their lives. And then they just tunggu in Malaysia. So, but you can't work, you can't access. And then you cannot, tak senang campur dengan Malaysian society, right? So it's all of these. So every day these boys, they get frustrated, they get angry, you feel sad. And then do I stay in school, or maybe I drop out of school, then I terus kerja. But so there's a lot of this. So it's like you're a kid, but you have to fikir macam adult. And then you cannot think about, I want to go to college, or saya mau jadi lawyer or doctor or teacher. Macam mana? Tak ada duit.
It's like macam life tanpa real freedom.
It's
exactly
yeah,
this.
it's a lot of uncertainty. That it's dark in front. It's dark in front. I think to add on to the experience that Deborah has, that we work with like Fiji and Dignity together, and the amount of visit that I had, and the teachers and the co-founders had, to the police station, to the immigration, to the hospital, especially for me. Right, I went to hospital multiple times, until sometimes, you again, the nurse said, because it's not cheap. Right, and I'm glad that whoever possesses the authentic UNHCR card, they will be entitled with a 50% discount. And just to let you know, maybe Hazel doesn't know, Ezra broke his hand 3 years ago. It was because of football as well. So one of a coach, Ezra was a keeper. Then when the coaches kick the ball up, okay, tak help, then fracture. Kesian lah. How many hours I have to wait there? 11 hours. Oh, yeah, so hospital. Right, because the hospital system, we don't blame the Malaysians, because even me as a Malaysian to go to a public hospital, it's just a lot of people, right? Because of the prices. For me, it's cheap. For them, it's way much expensive, right? And the wait for that fear of waiting, the payment and all. So sometimes the girls, the parents, they don't allow them to play. With the reason of, what if something happened to you? We can't even pay for your bills, right? So it's a lot of fear, right? It's happening, right? So part of a thing that they were faced by the refugees here.
Hazel, tentang the screening semalam kan, lepas berapa bulan you punya work, berapa banyak tenaga you korbankan, berapa banyak duit yang you habiskan. Semalam bila you buat screening, habis tu you tengok orang bagi tepukan, you tengok muka budak-budak tu, apa you rasa semalam?
Masih tak ada perkataan yang boleh describe. There's no word yet. Yeah.
Tapi you ada rasa kepuasan?
Pasti, for sure. Yeah. Kepuasan, tapi mungkin happy tears. Happy tears.
I feel Hazel. We walk the journey together, Hazel. You are never alone. I'm never alone. I was always encouraged that, don't worry, Hazel is always there. I'm always so encouraged, because if you ask me, I'm also lost of words. I think the word that I would probably use, surreal. It finally happened. It's actually happened. I always tell Hazel this. I'm gonna see myself on the screen, listening to my own voice for 40 minutes. It cringes me. But yesterday, it did not. I was so engrossed to the story, my own story, and the boy's story, and the story of that, the heroes in Malaysia. So there was like, I wasn't looking at myself. It was someone else, right? That was a different character. So I'm like, that happened. I'm still processing. And the kids, they're making fun of me now.
And because you rasa tak, akhirnya suara mereka didengari?
Oh yes. finally, whatever they do, their voices are like actually heard. Just want to appreciate the effort of Hazel, Steve, the team behind Signal Flare. Not easy, and to really put the stories in a cinema, it's just huge. From the street to the stadium is crazy. Then now from the stadium to cinema. We have never thought of that. Never.
And I think to add, we do the work on the ground. We're fundraising, we're partnerships, programs, going to the hospital, going to the balai, doing that. And for 20 years, right, 25 years, 16 years, we hope some Malaysian, the other people can tell these stories to other Malaysians, to put this on the stage, put this on the screen, because there are so many amazing stories. But we don't have the time, we don't have the money, also not the talented to tell the story. So and even for me, I was just saying to Hazel earlier, I said, I do this work, but because I'm like macam kerja lah, so I don't feel anymore. I feel like I'm desensitized, I'm immune to this. But watching the documentary, it's like all throughout, you have these moments where your tears are just in your eyes, and this is it. This is what it's about. And that she captured it,
And you sendiri yang terlibat dah lebih berpuluh tahun, you rasa semua pengorbanan you berbaloi untuk mereka? You rasa? Is it worth it?
To tell for what? Is it?
Apa all the sakit?
Absolutely. It's everything is for this. It's for that opportunity to see these boys, just to see, like I said, when I saw them wear the Selangor FC jersey in the stadium, and to sit in those stairs at the National Stadium, in our stadium, where our football players, where our Harimau Malaysia play, to see these kids who no one cares about, who are invisible, everything's worth it. But we can't do it alone, right? I think the message here is everyone, it's you telling the story, it's her making this documentary, it's everyone being able to play a role. That is so important.
Deborah, apa you punya biggest dream untuk mereka, golongan refugees di Malaysia ni? Apa your biggest dream? You nak tengok apa?
To belong. To feel like wherever they live, the country they're in, that they are accepted, that they can belong. And that was what I saw in the documentary, that these were kids. I didn't look at them like, these are refugee children, these are Malaysian children. No, I just saw them as these young men on a field playing football, and they belonged. And I saw YB Hannah was there in the stadium supporting them, gave a speech, and that wherever they end up, not just Malaysia, anywhere in the world, that they can be proud of who they are, where they come from, and that they have dignity in how they can live their lives.
And you, Hazel, mesti you banyak belajar something kan, message. You learn banyak benda baru juga sepanjang proses kan. Apa message yang paling besar yang terkesan dalam hati you sepanjang membuat filem ni?
Kalau saya boleh share kan, masa penggambaran tu, bila tengok dia orang main dari itu, tengok dari jauh kan, tengok padang besar, saya sendiri ada susah nak tengok mana satu budak refugee, mana satu budak bukan refugee So maksudnya dia orang semua nampak sama je. So saya nak kita semua nampak dia orang semua sama. Kita tak ada label ni refugee tak refugee. Sebab kalau kita boleh exist in that environment, how much easier and wonderful it will be. Yeah. Sebab selagi kita ada label who is who, us versus them, it's not gonna work. Yeah, but importantly, this documentary is a celebration sebenarnya. It's a celebration of the universal right for every children to play regardless of their background. And secondly, it's a celebration of Malaysian punya generosity, Malaysian punya hospitality. And that is our tradition. kan kita Malaysia ni sangat murah hati.
Betul.
Orang datang rumah
Betul.
kena pastikan ada minuman, kena pastikan ada makanan. Yeah. So I think it's beautiful to see that we translate that to many other ways. Yeah.
And semalam, of course, you dapat banyak feedback. But maybe people congratulate you. Apa mungkin words yang you happy dengar?
Oh, saya dengar dia orang cakap banyak yang dia sangat tersentuh sebab nangis. Ada part-part yang saya fikir macam part ni tak adalah sedih sangat, tapi dia orang cakap part ni yang paling sedih. So cerita tu dia dalam dokumentari ni mungkin sebab dia lah kisah benar kan. So dia membuka mata ramai orang dan dia orang dah start conversation, perbualan, because that's the whole reason of having this documentary, is to start a conversation about what can we do better. So bila saya dapat feedback macam ni, saya rasa macam okay, dah tercapai dah matlamat dokumentari ni, sekadar untuk membuka mata, membuka perbualan, start the conversation, and then from there we move on how we can do better. Ya, kita tak payah tunggu kita kena tunggu dari segi undang-undang apa yang kita boleh dan tak boleh buat. Tak payah tunggu. Sebab rakyat Malaysia dah buat dah. Ya, so itu yang saya nak highlight. Saya nak meraihkan benda-benda yang rakyat Malaysia, all these silent heroes dah buat di Malaysia.
Actually, when I think after COVID-19 and then kita ada banjir kan, and then there was the white flag movement, kita ingat. And everyone was helping. We didn't care. Refugee lah, stateless lah, migrant lah, Malaysian. We never asked questions. People needed food, we gave food. People needed help, we helped. That's the Malaysian spirit. And no one said, oh, tak cukup duit, tak cukup makanan. There was always enough. And that, I think that is, if anything, that is the spirit of Malaysia, that we can take care of other people. Not bukan Malaysian saja. We can take care of children in our country.
Coach, you ada communicate dengan budak-budak tu semalam? Lepas respon yang diorang terima, diorang sendiri cakap apa, Coach?
So those are boys lah. It's quite difficult for them to just tell or share their emotions. There's very, there's a
Surface.
There's very surface. Deep down, I know they were touched. Deep down, I know they appreciate and they know how much hard work and effort put in. And now they felt, I think one of the things that I heard, I think whatever we did right, coach or teacher, I think it's worth it lah. The camera aimed at us, we were so uncomfortable, but sitting down there, watching the whole movie is worth it, and with my family around. So that was beautiful. That was really beautiful.
Share anything with you after yesterday?
No, I didn't get to speak to them actually because so we have a few batches. One batch is in internship already. Part of our school program, they are looking for internship. So because now they finished school already, their term finished. The other batch is the Form 5 batch. They finished their high school certificate, GCSE, and now they are currently in the graduation camp. Right, it's like a finishing school thing, right? And I didn't get to speak to them, but I get to speak to the family, say hi and all. So a lot of thank you for making this happen. Thank you for letting my child play. Thank you for taking care of my brother. Thank you for bringing me here. Actually, I just want to thank them as well, for allowing them to play, right? Right, behind the scenes, it's not us, but the parents play a super important role in supporting them because traveling itself, because sometimes we take attendance and the boys will text me, I couldn't come. Then why? I have no money. I'm like, goodness. Okay, you don't come today, I will sort it out for you. Then the next day, I apply the LRD student card concession for them. So something, right? I think whatever it is in education, in sports, parents and general public will focus on education first. But what will make the boys come is sports, football, right? So part of it, if you don't come to school, no football, don't even come near me, right? So part of it is re-educating and reminding them that education always comes first.
Actually, salah seorang budak pelarian tu, nama dia Kurban, he actually texted me. Yeah, dia cakap, I am super excited. I can't believe it is me on the screen. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, sweet. That's what he said. One of the message. Yeah, terima.
Anyone daripada family dia turut datang semalam, and apa yang dia mungkin sampaikan kepada you all?
Ya, Mak Faisal ada dengan kita semalam semasa tayangan perdana. Nama dia Fatimah.
Wow.
Ya, Puan Fatimah datang. Bila dia tengok saya, dia menangis.
Wow.
Tiap kali jumpa saya nangis. Dia akan cakap, dia akan peluk, dia cium. Lepas tu saya akan tanya, makcik sihat? Dia cakap sihat. Dia tak ada words untuk cakap macam mana, nak thank you ke apa, dia tak ada words. Tapi dia akan, air mata dia itulah yang akan jadi cara kita orang connect. Yeah.
And coach ada communicate dengan family? Person.
I have never think about Faisal's family before Hazel asked me. That one question Hazel asked me. Do you know Faisal's family is still here? Oh, I don't really know actually. Then I found out that Faisal's mother is still around and is staying in Selayar. And the sister is still here and one of her brother is still here. And that was a time that, you know what? Let's go, Hazel. Let's go and see them. Saya masuk aja rumah tu, saya sebab I felt sorry. I felt so sorry. For the past 10 years, 11 years I organized Faisal Cup, I have never think of their parents or family. Right? I felt so sorry, but at the same time, Fatima was like, so motherly. I broke down, man. I saw her, like, for the first half an hour, we can't talk. I cannot talk. I can't believe I am organizing a football tournament, Faisal Cup, and I have never spoke to Faisal's mother for the past 10 years. Right. So it's a lot of questions behind.
Pernah mereka cakap terima kasih dekat you sebab memperingati?
Not me. More of it is the school, Dignity. Because those days so close-knitted, right? Faisal's mother, the sister, the family in school, right? They will eat together, they will borak together, they will study together. Ella, the sister, is one of the sweetest and the fairest in the school, right? So that is what the teacher remember, right? So I have never borak previously, but that was my first time together with Hazel. Melangkah masuk rumahnya, I cannot talk. I cannot talk for half an hour.
Sebab Jeremy join jadi coach kemudian kan. Cerita Faisal, tragedi Faisal tu sejauh beberapa tahun sebelum tu. So memang Jeremy tak kenal family dia lah. Tapi cikgu-cikgu dekat Dignity, sebab kakak Faisal ni bersekolah di Dignity juga, itu yang kita berjaya track mak dia tinggal kat mana. Kita carilah. So kita minta izin, makcik boleh ke kita jumpa? Kita tak bawa kamera lagi. First few time kita jumpa, kita tak nak kejutkan, kita nak menghormat privacy dia, minta izin dia. Sebab benda ni ialah trauma, benda ni ialah tragedi. Sebagai filmmaker, you kena sangat sensitif dengan setiap manusia, karakter.
Sedap juga kan?
Dan privacy tu nak cerita ke tak nak cerita, so kita kena tanya. So dia cakap boleh, so that's why kita masuk.
Dan semalam ada you communicate dengan dia kenapa masih di Malaysia? Ada dia terima offer untuk ke mana-mana ke?
Masa saya interview Mak Faisal di rumah dia, iaitu pada tahun lepas, kita tanya semasa interview, makcik kenapa tak pindah Amerika? Walaupun surat dari Amerika tu tak dapat untuk dia di penempatan semula di sana kan, sebab setiap pelarian ni, Malaysia ni ialah sekadar transit dia tak sepatutnya duduk sini sepanjang hayat kan. Dia kena tunggu surat untuk penempatan semula. Dan Puan Fatimah ni, iaitu ibu kepada Faisal, dia dah dapat surat tu. Tapi bila dia dah dapat surat, dia almost hampir tanda tangan surat tu untuk setuju pergi. Dan dia tak jadi tanda tangan. Dan saya tanya, kenapa makcik tak pergi? Dia cakap, sebab kubur Faisal ada kat sini. So, dia tak nak tinggalkan kubur Faisal.
That includes the husband lah, the husband and all, right? And one of the thing that she say, kalau saya ada 3 family, suami saya, Faisal dengan abang Faisal kat sini. Kalau saya pergi tinggalkan family saya, itu adalah sejenis pengkhianatan. Jadi memang saya sudah set Malaysia is my home. Yeah.
Berat podcast kali ni ya. Tapi itulah, kita dah gelak, kita dah menangis juga. I think viewers kita hari ni dia dah akan start nak tahu macam mana cara nak tengok. Bila dia orang boleh tengok? Mungkin you boleh share sikit. Apa?
Kalau kita bawa dokumentari ni ke Pawagam, you datang tak?
I akan jadi orang pertama and mungkin akan repeat.
Dan bawa semua viewers Harimau Malaya untuk datang.
I think memang worth it kalau nak tengok ni. So macam mana dia orang nak tengok?
Ya, okey. Semalam kita dah buat tayangan perdana tertutup kepada pihak media sahaja semalam. Dan selepas ni perancangan syarikat iaitu Signal Film Production ialah kita nak bawa dokumentari ni ke film festival international, worldwide. Kita nak submit untuk film festival. Dan selepas tu 6 bulan kemudian mungkin kita tengok kita nak we are in talk, we are in progress, exploring options, sama ada local ataupun international streamers. So tunggu. Nanti kita umum.
Rugi betul semalam saya tak sempat tengok. Belum tengok pun dah nak menangis ni. Imagine kalau I dah tengok macam mana. So sebelum kita mengakhirkan podcast kita hari ni, boleh tak I nak dengar final words lah daripada you? Mungkin harapan untuk filem, harapan untuk refugees dekat Malaysia, harapan untuk mesej yang diterima oleh rakyat Malaysia.
First of all, just wanna speak to all the viewers over here that we are all humans and we have friends, children, that plays around. I think one of the things that we can all do together is to welcome, come and play together. Don't ask. Maybe you can ask like which country are you from, but part of it is the deeper understanding. Oh, you're from Myanmar. So how do you get here? I think first of all is to understand, as to hear them stories, make friends, and part of it is also the way different ones that different stereotypical understanding and also perception. I think understanding them, that will create a different way of looking at them, right? So I think seek to understand first, right? And just welcome, and that is pretty much about it.
Kalau ada anyone yang nak tahu tentang Dignity ataupun nak membantu ke, macam mana caranya?
Oh yes, Dignity is located in Sentul Boulevard, and we have been here for the past 28 years. Our main focus is education, but we also provide skills and also teachers training. And if you're interested to volunteer, and if you're interested to be part of the organizing of Dignity Cup next year, or if you want to share stories, if you come and collaborate with us, keep us in contact. We have both like the Dignity Cup website and also the Dignity website that we can just join. Just keep us in mind.
Dignity Cup.
Yes.
Masuk Dignity Cup tahun ni.
Next year. Oh yes. I have a. This is for you. This is the edition of the Dignity Cup, one of a magazine that it recaps the whole journey of Faisal Cup. So I wrote this together with a few more, right? The whole stories and all. We have a lot of partners that came through our doors. One of the biggest partner we have, the earliest partner was AFC, right? Dato Seri Vincent John is one of our earliest friend, partner, and has always been aside us, in terms of consultation, in terms of ideas, in terms of support. He has always been here. Then, of course, our long-term partner, UNHCR, and Manchester City Football Club, 11 years and still counting. And Barcelona Football Club also is part of our funder. And we have different corporate organization, international schools, right?
Barcelona Football
if you
Club,
think that
and
this
of
is
course,
this is enough,
UNHCR, our long-term
it's
partner.
part of it,
And
right? It's
different
part of it, right?
international
If you would
schools,
like to
embassies,
volunteer in
corporate
the tournament, upcoming
organizations,
tournament, it's
volunteers
happening
from the
next
corporate as well.
June, July,
And
right? Contact us, make a slot. More than happy to have you.
Deborah?
I would say that everyone here on this couch, all four of us, and everyone watching, all of us can become refugees tomorrow, today. You know, if something happens in our country, we are very blessed. We have such a wonderful, beautiful country, and we have peace, you know. But if anything happens, we could all become refugees. So it can happen to any of us. So I would say, I know we think sometimes, oh, we don't have enough. I need more for me first before I can help others, right? But I would say, before you watch this documentary, Google, go on Netflix, like search a refugee documentary or a movie or something and watch it. If you don't, a lot of times we don't actually know who a refugee is. So learn a little bit about it, watch, listen, learn, have an open heart and open mind, and realize that we're all humans, right? As Jeremy said, we're all humans. We all have the same needs. Mothers still cry for their children. You know, children still have dreams. These boys have the same dreams as boys out there. So we are the same, and there are many ways that Rakyat can support in big ways. So I think all of us can play a part to help somebody out. And I think that's the way forward. And of course, if you want to learn more about Fuji, you can go to fugee.org. And we do similar work, education, support services, life skills, mental support for refugees and stateless in Malaysia.
Kata akhir saya ringkas je.
Okay.
Dignity ni dalam bahasa Melayu maksudnya maruah. Dan maruah itu universal. Dia bukan milik satu negara saja, dia bukan milik satu-satu keluarga sahaja. Semua orang, itu adalah hak manusia untuk ada maruah. Dan kita, kalau boleh, kita sama-sama cari jalan, kita nak bagi maruah, hormat menghormati to everybody, to semua orang.
Finally, I berjaya survive tanpa menitik. Tu walaupun dah nak jatuh dah. Dia dah.
Saya duduk,
Dia dah.
saya duduk tepi ni.
Tapi dia tak jatuh. Okay guys, kelogonya dia jatuh. Okay guys, terima kasih kerana bersama kami dari mula sampai ke hujung podcast kita hari ini. And of course, I nak ingatkan, nanti bila kita dapat info filem dokumentari ni keluar, tak kira dekat Pawagam ataupun dekat Netflix, kita support ramai-ramai sebab mesej yang ingin disampaikan itu sangat besar dan akan membawa, mungkin hidup kita juga akan berubah bila melihat dokumentari ini. So terima kasih, teruskan support konten-konten menarik di Harimau Malaya. Teruskan support semua mesej-mesej baik, benda-benda murni yang ada di sekitar kita. Kalau bukan kita yang nak kongsikan positivity tu, siapa lagi? Alright, jumpa lagi untuk konten dan juga podcast yang seterusnya. Terima kasih kerana sudi datang. Jumpa lagi, kita jumpa lagi ya. Okay, itu saja daripada kami untuk kali ini. Assalamualaikum, bye-bye.